today I'm on the Harley Davidson Sport Glide. Oh, I can't stop looking at it. So you need to look at it as well and tell me what you think. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, of course, but for me, I think I'm in love. So turn round and have a look. What's not to like with this bike? I think this bike is absolutely beautiful. From front to back, top to bottom, I like everything about it. Even these panniers on the back. These, ordinarily, I would say that they ruin the look of a bike, but they're practical, so you keep them. Whereas this, I think they just suit the whole style of the bike. You've got this lovely chrome exhaust that just stands out so it's just beautiful. It's an absolute work of art. Love the size of this big tank. Again, we've got loads of chrome, as you'd expect from a Harley, and as they're known, they are a bit showy, but this has got a nice mix with the black paint and the chrome. I think it just sets it off really nicely. Not a massive fan of these wing mirrors. I don't think they're particularly well styled when you see some of the other Harleys that have got the bar end mirrors, and they fit the look of the bike a bit more. So for me, this is a standard bike, but if I was to buy this myself, I would probably change the mirrors for something a bit more fitting for this kind of style bike. I can't let you wait any longer. I need to start this bike up so you can hear how much of an absolute beast it is. And I'm shivering because it's cold, but I'm also excited because it sounds so bloody good. Oh dear. Right, so this bike is keyless, so as long as you're within about 6 foot of the bike, it will start off the touch of a button. Just that little twist on the throttle, you can see the air being pushed out. If you look at the crash, in fact, I'll take you to the crash. I'm forgetting, you probably can't hear me when I'm doing that, but that sounds absolutely amazing. And this is why, when riding a Harley, you always have to stop and give it some revs when you get to traffic lights or a junction, and you're not doing it to show off, you're doing it because it sounds bloody awesome, and I absolutely love it. I genuinely do. I think I'm definitely in love with this bike. Can't help it. It's fact. Has anyone ever left the missus for a bike before? Just joking, Mrs. G. Just joking. I'm thinking about it though. Love these wheels. I love this front end. And believe it or not, on this bike, you can change the look of the bike quite easily just by unclipping that. It's just beautiful, and it actually makes it look like a completely different bike. So if you were to take off this, which is very easy to do, take off the bags, again it would just look completely different. Lots and lots of chrome to clean, but look how nice it looks when it is clean. I am so cold. I think that will do for the walk round, so I'm going to go and do some more riding. Please join me and you can see just how much I enjoy this bike. Personally, probably the best bike I've been on, and it's not the fastest by any stretch, it's not the most expensive, it's not the cheapest, it's bizarre. It's the feeling you get when you ride a Harley that you just can't put it into words. You just feel amazing when you're riding it, and if you've never ridden one, this is the one to ride. The Sport Glide for me is everything Harley Davidson. It's everything you expect, everything that you want. The seat position, awesome. The sound, awesome. And you feel awesome. So, take it all in.
Personally, I think this is one of the nicest, if not the nicest looking Harley Davidson that I've seen for a while. And this is just the standard bike. There's nothing, no Gucci parts being put on it. This is how you'd get it from the showroom if you were to buy one of these yourself, and I really want to. It sounds amazing. The seating position is beautiful. It's nice and comfortable. The seat is wonderfully padded, and it's got a big beastly engine on it, so it will go if you want it to. Now on the motorway, as I am doing now, around 70 miles an hour, so nothing stupid, but it is quite windy. But it is quite a windy, cold day today, so I don't think there's any getting around that. So the wind protection on this bike is alright, but as you can see, there's little to no screen there. Now I'm told that little bit of a fin that you can see in front is doing its best to push the air over the top of my head, but you can still feel a bit of wind hitting the face and your shoulders. So, but it's not blowing me all over the place, and I'm doing, you know, motorway speed, 70 miles an hour, and I am relatively straight in my line, and I'm not going all over the road. What isn't comfortable is being on the motorway in January when it's bloody freezing and you haven't got heated grips on this. I've ridden quite a few Harleys over the past 12 months. I'll give you a little list. I've been on the Pan America, which is obviously a completely different style to this bike. I've been on the Sportster S. I've been on the Fat Boy and the Fat Bob, and this has to be my favourite. It has to be. It's just, this is what I believe a Harley should be like. Just a nice, comfortable bike that sounds absolutely bloody amazing, and you feel like the king of the world while you sat on it. And you've just got that rumble. It's not got loads and loads of vibration like people will tell you Harley Davidsons have. Even in this bloody cold weather, you just feel awesome. Oh, Mrs. G, please, can I have this bike? If you watch my previous video on the Sportster S, that bike has got so many things that you wouldn't or shouldn't like. This is the complete opposite to that bike, because the seating position's nice, the power delivery is nice and smooth. It's not like the Sportster S where it wanted to kind of take off on you. It just feels like a Harley Davidson should feel. This is how I've always imagined a Harley Davidson would be like, and it's probably the first Harley Davidson I've been on where I'm completely smitten within a minute of being on it, which is something I'm just blown away by. I feel like I should sack off the review today and just go for a bloody ride on this and just go and enjoy it for what it is. If you've got a sports bike, you'll know you're only really happy when they're going fast. With a cruiser, you don't have to go fast. They will go fast if you want them to, but it's not what it's about. These, you just sat in your armchair watching the world go by and you just feel awesome about it, even though it's cold and there's no heated grips and the wind protection's not great, but the whole experience, the whole feel of this bike is just, oh, it's sublime. Mrs. G is going to get my best couch moves later to try and sweeten her up so I can have one of these. That will do us for the motorway. I can't fault it so far. So what's it like in town? Pretty much the same as it was on the motorway. I can't fault it. You can throw it around a bit if you want to, and I'm sure you could ride it with anger if you wanted to, but I just don't. I'm quite happy just sat here as I am, just taking in the scenes, you know, having a look at this beautiful massive tank in front of me, and you know, the simplicity of all of this is just brilliant. I cannot fault this bike. Listen to that roar. Let's see if we can get some. Oh, come on. Who doesn't love the sound of that? Just that little squeeze on the throttle gives you that absolute thunder. If I'm stopped on a Harley, I've got a rev, because it sounds so bloody awesome, and every time I do it, it just has me grinning and giggling to myself. When you're going really slowly, you don't feel like the bike's going to tip over or anything, because they're so low. So you can see my right foot, flat foot, my left foot, flat foot. So if you're going really slowly, you can have your feet pretty much skimming the floor. Oh. Oh, this is the type of bike that you can go and ride on all day long, do hundreds and hundreds of miles, and then get off the bike and feel like you've not been out. You're not achy, you're not feeling tired, you're not feeling like you've got a sore backside because you've been bloody riding all day. You're just feeling nice and pleased with yourself, nothing behind. So let's do a quick brake test. I'll use the back brake first. Yeah, that's nice and responsive. I do like that. Back brake works really well, and the front brake, yeah, that works alright as well. Buttons that are here, you've got lights, you've got horn, you've got your indicator, you've got on the other side, you've got your kill switches, your start switch and your indicator, and there's not a great deal going on with it. With the actual speedo itself, you've got speedo, you've got a rev meter on the inside, you've got a fuel gauge, a gear indicator, and a mileometer, and that is basically it. But let's do some sneaky. Let's see what it's like with a bit of filtering. So we've got those panniers at the back, but I don't think they make the bike too wide, so a little bit of filtering's alright. Had a nice big gap there to get through, so I can't complain about that, and it manages really well. My initial impressions are this is an awesome bike, awesome, and it's one that's going on my wish list. I could do an hour video just about this bike, just on this bike. I know you lot wouldn't watch it for an hour. I'd watch it over and over and over again to remember how awesome this bike was and how awesome this day was, having the privilege of playing on it. And I think for, you know, for Harley Davidson, the actual price of this bike isn't actually that bad either. I'll put the price up on screen just so you can see, but as far as the actual price goes, yeah, it's not cheap. Of course it's not cheap, it is a Harley Davidson. There are quite a lot of reviews on this bike, loads and loads in fact, and I don't want to just copy those by throwing up all of the torque figures and horsepower figures and all that stuff, because if you're interested in one of these bikes you'd have already looked at that and you'd know what they are. I just want to bring this review to you as a normal person experiencing this ride, and how it makes me feel when I'm riding it, and how I feel about the general feel and look of this bike, and I'm absolutely blown away. Don't forget, if you've liked the video, hit that thumbs up. If it's your first time, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can come back for some more, because I've got loads of good stuff planned for this year and I don't want you to miss it. So thanks for watching, and I will catch you on the next one. It's not making me happy to take this bike back. I want to keep it forever. Why can't I keep it?